Hi guys, Rose here with the Cackling Moon. This is going to be a client's past life reading. Past life readings are about 6 cards, and I read them completely intuitively. So the deck I'm going to be working with is the Tarot of Vampyres. I recently blacked out the edges of the deck, and I was kind of going through another love affair with this deck. When you put a deck away and you haven't worked with it for quite some time, and then you bring it out randomly and you just go through the artwork all over again, it's like falling in love with a deck all over again. So that's what's happened with this one. So I'm going to use this for your past life reading. Now, past life readings are, I believe there's 6 cards. Let me just double check so that I don't make a mistake, because I always like to make sure I am providing the correct amount. So, sorry about this. I should have been more prepared. But I want to say it's 5 or 6 cards. But let's see. Otherworld. It's a 5-card spread. Okay, so it's a 5-card tarot reading. And like I said, I read this intuitively. I pull the 5 cards. I, see what comes through to me, and then we go from there. Past lives are lives that your soul has lived in other previous lifetimes. Whoa. before your current life, if that makes sense. So before the present life that you're living right now, your soul lived a previous life. For some people, wow, these cards they don't want to cooperate. For some people, the past lives are numerous, so there's multiple ones, and then for others, it's just maybe 1 or 2. But we're going to just kind of have a look at a specific one. Now, anything can pop up in a past life reading. Anything, any experience, and it's not like a full timeline. Sometimes maybe it is, but for most cases, it is a snapshot of a particular event that took place in a person's life. So let's go ahead and start. So we have the Queen of Skulls, which is the Queen of Pentacles, 7 of Scepters, or it's the 7 of Wands, 2 of Grails, or the 2 of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Knight of Swords. And just for kicks, let's check out what your fear card is, which is right below the deck. The Prince of Knives, so which is the Knight of Swords. Sorry, so it's the Knight of Wands that came up at the bottom. Look at these cards, by the way. Spooky, right? They're absolutely beautiful. Okay, I'm going to have a look. I'm already seeing the story. It's a love story, so there's definitely 2 people that were involved in this situation. And it's, we have a queen and a knight. So it was a heterosexual relationship that took place. And you're being portrayed as the male. So this was a past life where you were the male in the past life. It was the challenge between the mind and the body with you. So first off, I'm going to say that this past life that's coming forward is your, it's a struggle with a love encounter. And it was a passion of the body and the mind. So I want to feel like this was during a time where, like I'm getting the feeling of like a really religious time. A really religious time setting where you have to kind of control your hormones. You got to control your body. And the reason why I get the body and the mind is because we have the wands and the swords, which is thoughts, minds, your mind process. And I apologize for the camera not focusing. Let's see if we can turn these over. Maybe that'll help. So the thought process versus the body, which is the wands. What the wands represents is the body. I feel like this was a relationship that took place before the marriage. So there was supposed to be a marriage that was taking place. It was supposed to be a union between you and a lover. So in this lifetime, you were in a heterosexual relationship. But it was kind of like, I'm getting that vibe of like the Romeo Juliet type of vibe, where the circumstances were you weren't supposed to be together. It wasn't the right time for you to be together, but your love was so strong. Your passion was overpowering what your analytical or what your mind was telling you. So it was like your mind was telling you you're not supposed to do this. This is wrong. But your heart was your body, your heart was guiding you to make the decision to go. Because the Knight of Wands is somebody who's very in urgency to get the job done. They're in urgency to make moves and take action. And then when we're talking about wands cards, it's also passion of the body. So your body, your cravings, your hormones, all of that was raging. You were in love. This woman that you were in love with was in a higher rank of society than you were, coming up as a queen. So not saying she was a literal queen in this time frame, but I'm saying in the rank of society, she was in a different class compared to yours. But with the Seven of Scepters, the Seven of Wands, she wasn't everything that she brought herself out to be. I feel like she lived a double life. And I feel like the double life she lived, you know, the life in secret included yourself. So that's why I'm saying, like, I'm getting that vibe of a Romeo Juliet type of a feel. And it's really interesting to me that the love portion came out in your past life reading, because the next reading that I'm going to be doing for you, we're talking about the subject of love. So it seems to me that your past life experience being involved in a forbidden love is something that you're carrying over into your present. Okay. And I see that with the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is a karma card. And you also see it's a wheel, so it's a cycle. And I also see this is it's a cycle that's continuously playing out. Okay. I also love that we have the rainbow colored roses. I feel like that's like foreshadowing the future of another life that you will be living. So, you know, with all confidentiality, you know, I keep the confidentiality of my clients, but I know that you know what that means. I really feel like that was really funny that came up. So I do sense that this Queen of Skulls was the lover. She's portraying the lover in this relationship. And I do feel like she had a big, like a heavy influence on you. You were the one that you were being the analytical type. You were telling yourself, because as a fear card for the Knight of Swords to come up, you knew that you shouldn't have messed with this. I'm getting the feeling like Spirit is saying she was married. There was just something that was making her unavailable. And you got involved with this situation. You initially let your hormones do the action, taking the initiative. But she wasn't available. And with that Seven of Wands to come up, and it's facing her in the spread, you can see she's facing her, like screaming at her. I almost feel like that was like her alter ego. She was living a double life. She held with her a lot of the guilt for getting you entangled into her web. I don't want to say she was manipulative, but she was quite manipulative in the way of getting her feelings for you to get you to persuade you, I should say, to do what she wanted. She didn't put into account what it would do to your reputation. You know, she was the one living the double life, so she knew she was in secret, but there was definitely this huge attraction between the two of you. I also want to make note, something else, just hang on, sorry. I have pop-ups to do a scan on my computer, so that's the loveliness of having a virus protector on your computer. So the other thing that's sticking out to me is we have the black wolf here, and we have a black wolf in the image of the Two of Cups. So the Queen of Skulls has her black wolf there beside her. And then we have another one here in the background. That's just like, those are little things that stick out to me as signs. I feel like because it's a black wolf, and you know, we associate blackness or darkness with, you know, hiding or secrecy. This was definitely a relationship that was kept in secret. And I feel like there was karma. So I feel like what ended up happening was the two of you were revealed. Your love was revealed. The two of you, oh, there's your black wolf again with the wings at the very top. The truth came out. It's interesting to me also that the white rose was right above him. Even though he's sticking out to me from the other cards, I feel like it was your innocence. So I do feel like this whole demise, the manipulation of the heart, was falling on her hands. She wasn't as innocent as you may have thought her to be. I think she used you. She toyed with your emotions to get what she wanted. You really flip-flopped between your heart and your mind. You know, following your heart and following your mind. And evidently in this reading, in this particular past life, your mind was the weaker part. And, you know, that's what happened. That's what eventually got you. The relationship failed. It didn't last. It was doomed from the start, to be honest. I do feel like there was like, hey, I'm going to pull a couple extra cards. I do feel like there was a kind of like a block or a disconnect with her on her part. I feel like she was involved with someone else. So it was a marriage that she was cheating and having an affair with you. You knew that it was the wrong thing to do, but she persuaded you otherwise. And I feel like we're going to talk about how this, you know, influences your present, but I wanted to pull 3 more cards. Yeah, the Tower, the Daughter of Cups, or the Page of Cups, and then there's your 7 of Scepters again, your 7 of Swords. The Tower energy is something major took place. So whether someone found out, we have a Page of Cups here. Page of Cups is usually someone young. It portrays a younger being, someone younger, and the cups suit is usually somebody who's bringing a message forward. So I feel like someone caught you guys. Someone saw, someone heard something, they went forward and told. So kind of like a tattletale type thing. I do feel like that's what took place there, because that's at the core. That is at the core of this Tower card, this incident, this whole breakdown of everything. We have someone who figured it out. They caught you, they saw you two together, they heard something, they tattled. I do feel like that's what that is saying. And then we have, of course, the 7 of Wands coming forward. It pretty much crumbled her future. Her reputation was broken because, like I said, she was somebody that was of a higher was higher in society. She played a higher role in society, and so this hurt her reputation. Her reputation was broken, and it affected her more so than you. I do feel like it's showing that she was kind of burned. I don't know if that's symbolic or if that's just something I'm seeing, but I see like the fire surrounding her, almost like she was engulfed in flames. So I'm wondering if during the times that this stuff takes place, was she burned at the stake? Was she, or is this symbolic for her being, what's the word I'm looking for? She had to pay for her, she was punished for punishment, okay? But it was like a really bad punishment, losing her life, that kind of thing. And that's what I'm wondering with this. And I feel like that's guilt that flowed over onto you, even though you were the one that you were trying to tell her otherwise. You were trying to be the good person. You felt a lot of guilt from this because it was the result of her losing her life, you know? The whole entanglement, you felt very guilty for it. So let's talk about now in the present life with the way that you experience your love relationships, your challenges with love, the need for you to be the person who is comforting and who is giving and so loving to people, the wanting to change for other people or wanting to help people in the process of changing themselves. And bettering themselves, perhaps because of this past life where she, you know, you felt really a lot of guilt for her, her end result, if she was burned at the stake or if she was, you know, punished for what happened. I feel like that played a huge significant role in your present life. That guilt rolls over and you feel like it is your responsibility to take care of and to help and to nurture and love other people, especially people you are involved with, you know. That's something that your soul could very much carry on to another life and be very responsible for. So it's really interesting to me how that shows up. I love it. I love how the messages just kind of flowed once I was able to make the connections. So again, this is the Tarot of Vampires. Tarot cards, in case you guys were wondering, because a lot of people will ask me what tarot deck I'm using, and I do my best to mention the titles, and then it's always listed in my description. But there it is, and this is the past life reading. It's called The Other World, and it's available in my shop. But to my client, I hope that this, you know, gave you something to think about, and I will wish you a beautiful rest of the weekend. Thank you guys so much for supporting Cackling Moon, and I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.